Welcome to the Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Jill Bauer, PR Manager for Shores and Islands, Ohio. We bring you the Shoreline every week to give you the inside scoop on what's happening here in our island and coastal communities. Welcome to November on the North Coast. I hope that everyone enjoyed spooky season and pumpkin spice everything. We've got a couple of slower weeks here in between all of the fall festivals and the holiday season, which is the perfect time to get out and explore all of those places you've been meaning to get to this year. So how about a new restaurant you were afraid that maybe the wait was going to be too long, or an old favorite museum that's just itching to have guests visit them right now? Or get an early jump on your holiday shopping and check out some of our local boutiques and farm markets. As a reminder for our listeners, you should be following us on all of our social networks. We'll share all kinds of ideas of places that you can go and events that you can experience. Pick your favorite social network. We're probably there. So please go there, follow us, comment, share, like our posts. You can always find things to do and places to go all year round at shoresandislands.com. November episodes of The Shoreline are sponsored by Firelands Winery. Firelands Winery, celebrating 145 years of Ohio winemaking tradition, located on Bardshar Road in Sandusky. Learn more at firelandswinery.com. And lucky for us, we all get to learn more about Firelands Winery today, right now, because joining us as our special guest is Toby Guzman, Assistant Director of Hospitality, Event and Marketing Coordinator, and Community Relations at Firelands Winery. Toby was born in Colorado, but she spent most of her life here in Ohio and is the mother of two incredibly cool grown children. With her associate's degree in marketing, Toby started at Firelands Winery in 2009. She left for a brief stint where she managed a sports bar in Port Clinton, but when that venture closed, she returned to Firelands Winery in 2023. And now she is wearing a lot of hats, as you heard from her. Many, many titles. I can't wait to hear about everything that Toby gets to do at Firelands Winery. Welcome to the Shoreline, Toby.
Hi, Jill.
Thank you so much for being here. It'll be great for us to learn a little bit about Firelands Winery today. And you told me via email that you love to talk everything Firelands Winery. So I can't wait to hear, everything that you have to share with us. So let's start out with the basics. The history of Firelands Winery goes back a long, long way. Is it true that it's one of the oldest wineries in Ohio?
It is true. We are actually the oldest and continual operation outside of Heinemann's, which is a generational winery. We've been set on these property, on these grounds since 1880. And underneath this beautiful winery is the original Edward Manty family farmhouse.
Oh, wow. Okay. So since the 1800s, oldest in Ohio, tell us a little bit more about how Firelands Winery came to be and how it has evolved over, several hundred, 100 years. We're in the 2000s now, aren't we?
We are. So first of all, for the first 100 years, from 1880 to 1980, we were known as Manty Vineyards.
Okay.
Our Manty wine label is truly our flagship wine label.
And you still have it. You still sell wines under the Manty label, correct?
We absolutely do. The most popular wine that we continue to produce is Grandpa Manty's Old Fashioned Blueface. And I know that's a lot to say for a wine, but it is an honor to carry on the tradition. This is the original Concord wine recipe from Edward Manty himself that has been passed down through generation of winemakers here at Firelands Winery. So we continue to produce that. And it is really a fan favorite. It's kind of got a little cult following, if you will.
So first was Manty. Tell me the rest of the history.
So in 1981, we became Firelands Winery, our umbrella name. In 1981, we purchased and merged with Mon Ami and moved Mon Ami production to Firelands Winery. We still continue to produce the Mon Ami wines under that beautiful Mon Ami wine label, just like the Manty label. In 1983, we merged and purchased the Lawns Winery label and moved all production of Lawns wines right here to mainland here at Firelands Winery. So for the better part of our last 40 plus years in history, we have been Firelands Winery, Manty Vineyards, Mon Ami, and Lawns Winery Incorporated.
Oh my gosh.
I know. The Monami wine label and the Lawns wine label, as you know, being a native of the shores and islands of Lake Erie here, are really kind of a security blanket for a multitude of generations. To this day, we still have people who visit Firelands Winery and they'll pick up that beautiful bottle of Lawns Pink Catawba and they will regale in stories about how they fell asleep in Lawns' front yard. So it's one of those things where we still take great pride in producing under those two labels specifically because that is a testament to really our rich wine history here on the shores and islands. For a multitude of years, under our umbrella company as Firelands Winery, we were known as what we call the triangle of Ohio wine culture. Mon Ami was really our beautiful five-star dining establishment. You went there for the experience, for the ambiance, for the delicious food and the delicious wine. Lawns, like I mentioned before, was kind of our party place. Everybody went to Lawns, they had a good time. They've got great memories of grandparents and parents and grandchildren, nieces, nephews. It was really a place to go to experience the island wine life. And Firelands Winery here on mainland, right here on Bardshar Road, has been the workhorse. To this day, we still produce annually almost 250,000 gallons of finished wine product a year.
Oh my gosh. And you produce the juice for several other wineries as well throughout the state. I know that they source some of their juices from you to then create their different wines. So you really have such a commitment to not only producing your own wines, but to producing quality Ohio wine. Talk to me a little bit about the different wines that you produce and where are you growing your vineyard?
So we have just under 40 acres total, divided in two parcels. We have acreage right here on property, right here on Bardshar Road. We encourage our guests to come out, take a gander, and look at what we do out here. Our vineyards are probably our crown jewel. And then we grow on the other side of Route 2, and we have some acreage over there. Currently, as of 2025, Firelands Winery is cultivating and growing on property Cabernet, Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio, Mueller, Traminer, Riesling, Chardonnay. We do have Concord vines, and we're also cultivating the original Ohio-grown Black Pearl. And these Black Pearl vines are actual direct descendants of the vines that Stoics used to grow right down the road from us.
Oh my gosh, Stoics, the sign is still there for some reason. We have not figured out. I don't think anybody has been able to figure out why, but that's been gone for a long, 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 long time.
I know why. Do you want to know why?
Yes, please.
That height of that sign is grandfathered in.
Oh,
So if another business opened up there, if that Stoic sign was taken down, the signage that they would be able to put up is much lower.
interesting.
Yeah, so that Stoic sign is still visible from Route 2. It's actually visible from my back vineyards, um, which is why it is so high up in the air still. So that way, if anybody ever purchases that property or moves into that property and goes to build again, they are still able to have that high visual signage. It's one of the highest visual signages on the west end of Sandusky.
Oh, interesting. So is that a label that you guys have as well?
No, Stoics is not a label that we produce anymore. That went with the Stoics family when the cidery and orchards were closed.
Gotcha, gotcha. So you've already mentioned a lot of what your domestic brands are, and you continue to expand those.
Yes, ma'am. This year alone, under our Firelands flagship, we launched 5 new wines. A beautiful Lake Erie Moscato, which is delicious. It smells and tastes like orange blossom.
I love a Moscato.
Oh, good, good, good. You'll love this. We have launched our new Firelands Pinot Rouge, which is a blend of Pinot Noir and Pinot Grigio, and it is a delightful wine. 2 blends. We did a Lake Lure white blend and a Lake Lure red blend, which are palate pleasing across the board. And then this year we have also launched our private estate grown Malbec, which is a light bodied red grown right here on property.
Wow, you guys are really doing a lot. And additionally, you're a huge importer of wines as well. Can you talk to me a little bit about that business?
Yes, ma'am, I certainly can. Up until 2020, we exclusively imported from Italy, and we do love our Italian imports. Please don't get me wrong. In recent years, we have decided to look elsewhere in this great big marble we fly on. So we have introduced new wines from Chile, from Argentina, and from Spain. So our import catalog is growing right along with our domestic catalog, and we couldn't be prouder. The wines that we have selected to import in, we have a direct connection and relationship with not only the producer, but the vintner himself. And every month in our off season, we host wine and dinner pairings. And we are fortunate enough for a lot of these dinner pairings that we do in the off season to actually fly the producer in from that region. So our guests get this very intimate one-on-one with the producer and the winemaker of the wines that are being presented. Each menu is scratch cooked, culturally appropriate to the wines we are serving, i.e., meaning if we're serving a Tuscan red blend, the course that you will be enjoying is a Tuscan course. It is not just your typical Italian spaghetti dinner. We go through very great lengths. And these sell out every single month. So I do want to tell our Shores and Islands listeners, get a hold of the winery, get that schedule. You will not be disappointed.
That sounds amazing. That's really, really cool. And I can't believe that those actual winemakers are flying into little old Sandusky, Ohio. I want to talk a bit about your customers and the customer experience for somebody who's maybe never been to your facility over there on Barchar Road in Sandusky. So I want to talk about the typical customer visit. What does that look like? Are they able to taste wine? Do you serve food? What do you recommend for a first time customer?
So, in an effort of full disclosure, I'm going to let you know, Jill, that every single one of our employees that works for Firelands Winery spends more time at the winery than we do at our own address. So I always tell our staff we want to welcome in our guests like welcoming them into our home. So the typical guest experience is it kind of looks a little bit like this. Soon as that ding dong hits us and you walk in that front door, you are going to be greeted. You are going to be greeted with a warm smile, and we are not intimidating. We are educational first. So we want people to come up to the bar, engage with us. I have customers who say, "Why don't you have a flight card?" Well, I don't have a flight card because if you knew what the wines tasted like, you wouldn't want to talk to me. It really boils down to the experience is that one-on-one conversation, getting to know the wines and the staff and this historic building. The wines don't disappoint in any way, shape, or form. And that guest experience is really something that we pride ourselves on. You come in, you're welcomed in, you get to sample 4 wines. You get to choose whatever 4 you want. We don't make you choose sweets or dries, reds or whites, imports or domestics. You can choose one of everything if you'd like. And then we go on and we talk about the wines. We explain the wine regions. We actually like to know where our guests are from and what brought them into Firelands Winery. We really want our guests to understand that their experience here is not your typical winery setting. Sure, you can have a charcuterie and you can do all of that fun stuff. But we really want our guests to understand that there is not a single thing to be intimidated about when you walk into a winery. We want our guests to come in, taste what they want, learn a little bit about us, about what we do, learn a little bit about our friends behind the bar serving the wine, and come back. The big part of being here for 145 years is taking that model and really welcoming people into our establishment like it is our home. If you're welcomed like your family, you're going to keep coming back like your family.
Do you offer like tours of the facility? I remember back in the day, you used to be able to see some of the bottling and things like that. Is that an opportunity for people that visit as well?
Absolutely, Jill. People can come in anytime during the week during normal operational hours and take a self-guided tour. We do encourage the self-guided tours because, again, we want people to come down and ask ask questions and really engage with us. So they go away feeling like they're truly a part of what's going on at Firelands Winery. Anything above that 15-person mark, we do ask that you call ahead of time and you set up a private tasting and tour with myself or another one of my very educated staff members here.
And you have a restaurant on site. Is that open all the time or is that for special occasions? How does that work?
Our restaurant is open Tuesdays through Sundays, closed on Monday because I do have to give my chef a day off. We only have one of those.
Oh, well, everybody deserves time off.
Exactly. So it's open Tuesdays through Sundays. It does close 1 hour prior to our tasting room. So if we're open during to 8 p.m., that means the restaurant closes at 7 p.m., etc. We do have an amazing menu. Everything is house made. We still use Fedderson's dough for our pizzas, which
Ooh.
are amazing. Yes, all of our sauces and our dressings are made from scratch. So again, we really take that element of once your family, even into our kitchen. For special occasions or our open houses, our menu explodes. And we do have our annual holiday open house coming up on December 6th. And all of that information will be live on the Shores and Islands website by the end of this week.
How'd you know I was going to be like, tell me you got to make sure the events are entered.
I knew it was coming.
No, I love it. I love it. But that's actually leads perfectly into my next question because you guys host, in addition to the holiday open house, you host a number of events throughout the year. So, what are some of those signature annual events, the things that you know that you're going to have every year and that people should kind of be on the lookout for because they don't want to miss?
Well, I will tell you, our annual open house on December 6th is celebrating its 44th year.
Congratulations.
It is always, thank you. It is always the first Saturday of December, and it is a one ticket price. People that have been visiting us for years and years know it. Those of you who want to come and check it out, here's the lowdown. $27 per person. You get 5 food and wine pairing stations. Each wine pairing station has 3 wines to choose from.
Nice.
Yes, ma'am. We have live entertainment. Every year, we choose a local organization to raise money for. Last year, we did a luggage drive for our Erie County foster care program. So our guests were able to drop off gently used or new luggage sets that we donated directly to the Erie County Department of Job and Family Services foster care program. This year, we have also chosen to go back to the Erie County Department of Job and Family Services and help their pantry kitchen. So this year, we will have a number of beautiful gift baskets that we will be raffling off. And one of those gift baskets is going to contain all of the souvenir ware from our first annual Great Barrel Fest, which happened on September 20th. It was the first festival Firelands Winery held on our grounds since 1939.
Oh, wow. Is that something that you think you'll continue? Will that happen in 26?
That will happen every year going forward.
Yay!
And what is beautiful about the Barrel Festival and the concept of it is, yeah, we're a big winery and there are a ton of wine festivals, but out here on the west end of Sandusky, which is really the heart of the Firelands region, we don't have a lot of community festivals. So our Great Barrel Festival really evolved on its own. We had Firelands businesses sponsor us. We had local food vendors. Our meat products came from Bubba Rock and Bellevue. All of our corn came from Bergman's and Port Clinton. So we really had a wonderful celebration all about the Firelands area. It wasn't just about our wine. It was about everything that our area has to offer. And over 400 people came out this year. So it was amazing. It was amazing. So yes, going forward, this will be an annual thing every year. So we will start doing our September kickoff with our Barrel Fest. That'll kick off our harvest season. We'll roll right into our annual holiday open house. And then in February, we wind down our open events with our 28th annual wine and chocolate open house.
Oh, a favorite.
You can imagine how good that is. Multiply it by 20 because we have chocolate fountains and all kinds of wonderful things. And again, that cost is the same for both open houses.
Oh, that's awesome. Are there any other kind of signature events that you do each year that you think that people should look for in 2026?
So other things we do in 2026, obviously our summer season is amazing. We kick off our summer season here at Firelands Winery with the opening of the patio umbrellas. I know it's not a big celebration, but we open them.
Oh, patio season is a big celebration. Like, let's get outside.
Our events here are year round, really, and they kind of grow organically within our employees and people who reach out to us. Our next big event will be partnering with the Ohio Democratic Party to host a meet and greet. We've done fundraisers for local candidates, for wildlife organizations. Being the event coordinator here offers me a lot of flexibility. So if any of you out there in the wilds is what I call it, um, have an event idea, by all means, stop at Firelands Winery and say, hey, I've got an idea. Is Toby here? And Toby 9 times out of 10 is here because I live here.
Because you live there.
Yes, I live here. And we go from there. This summer, we held, again, a multitude, a classic car show. I welcomed the Firelands Model T Club. We parked Model Ts out in my front yard for the afternoon. In summer season, on Thursdays, we host Wine and Wheels. If you come in with your classic car, you get a discount on a pizza, So our events really much like the way this business has evolved are really organic. We listen to our customers and what they would like to see, again, because once you become part of that family at Firelands Winery, you get a vote. We get to pass the stick to you and you get to tell us what you want to know.
I love that. So that really speaks to your investment in the Shores and Islands region and your strong commitment to our community. Why is your commitment to community such a strong part of your business?
Because we've been here almost as long as the community of Sandusky itself.
Yeah.
If you really look back, in 2018, the city of Sandusky hosted its bicentennial. So the city of Sandusky is really less than 60 years older than us as a business. So making sure we're tied into our community and really understanding what it is our community likes and doesn't like only makes us stronger as a business. It only makes us stronger as a community. And that has been my philosophy since I really started with this company in 2009. I've held a multitude of positions within the company, and being where I'm at now and developing those community relations and making sure that Firelands Winery really stays in that forefront of whether it is to come have a casual glass of wine with your girlfriends on a Tuesday evening. Speaking of Teacher Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 4 to 6.
I love it.
Or, popping in on a Saturday afternoon and having a pizza and getting ready to watch the OSU game. By the way, we have large TVs in the dining room. We really strive to maintain that ethic that the Firelands region and the community of Sandusky put us here and has helped us be successful for this many years. And it's really our turn to kind of tell the community, hey, come back and see us. We're so grateful for the position you have put us in.
Well, and then the giving back that you mentioned when you're talking about your holiday event, that's a strong part of it as well. You talked about having events there and hosting big public events and a festival and things like that. What about private events? Is your facility ever available for like weddings or reunions or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. I host private events at least one a week, sometimes 2 or 3 a week, anywhere from bachelorette parties and bridal showers to beautiful baby showers. We've done sports watching parties for private events. The unique thing about our facility is we are an old facility, so we have a multitude of different spaces that people can inquire about that hold a multitude of different amounts of people for your group size, along with a wonderful catering menu to accompany that. And by far, coming to Firelands Winery for your event truly does save you a lot of money. On average, and I'm not going to lie, Jill, on average, Firelands Winery comes in about 20% under other venues. And you still get, yes, ma'am, and you still get that same great quality service that makes you feel like there's no other place we should have been other than here.
That's awesome. So, Toby, in addition to the tasting room, you guys have a fully stocked wine room and gift shop. So, what can people purchase there if to take home as gifts, as souvenirs? And is shopping only available in person, or do you have online ordering available as well?
If you go to firelandswinery.com, you can order wine. All of the other shopping, as far as like our gift shop merchandise, thank you for asking, that's all available in store to purchase. Unfortunately, we do not ship our gift shop merchandise.
But wine, you can ship wine.
I sure can. I can ship wine within the state of Ohio and to Florida.
Okay.
And hopefully by the end of 2026, we will add maybe 3 more states to that.
Nice.
So in addition to growing our domestic products and our import line, we're also growing in our territory too, which is very exciting for us. We have primarily been an Ohio born, Ohio raised, Ohio stays winery. And now we are distributing in Michigan. So you can go to places in Michigan now and find beautiful Ohio wines. We are also distributing in the state of Kentucky now, and we're dabbling a little bit in Pennsylvania.
That's awesome. So do you ever have customers come in that have purchased or are already familiar with the label and just haven't been to the original winery?
Oh, yes, every single day.
Huh. They're like, oh, I get this. I get Firelands Winery at, Kroger's and whatever, wherever they're from.
Yes. And generally, when those people do walk through my front door and they tell me they've been buying my wine for years but have never been here, I always laughingly say, well, welcome to the mothership.
Yeah. Welcome home.
Welcome home. Exactly. Exactly. I do love it. I do love, and my staff does as well. We love hearing how people have purchased and they've been buying for so long at their Kroger's down in Dayton, for example. And now they have finally carved out the time to visit us while they're here visiting, Cedar Point or the Kalahari or any other.
They're on their way to the islands, whatever it is, they stop by.
Exactly. It's always a pleasant surprise when we get those guests who have been a product loyalist for a long time, but have never made it here.
That's so fun. And it's also fun for those folks that maybe don't know that you distribute throughout the state and in other states, that maybe they're here and they're trying something and they want to take it home, and they can, or they can ship it, if they're within the states that you mentioned. But for them to find out that, oh, hey, I can go to my, local wine shop and be able to find this as well.
Exactly. And we are increasing our distribution within the state of Ohio tenfold every single day. So I would guarantee halfway through 2026, there's probably not going to be many retailers left in the state that don't have our products.
That's awesome. So just on a personal note, Toby, what are some of your favorite wines? What do you enjoy drinking while you're, partaking?
I was speaking earlier to Greg about every day at 3:00 is wine o'clock for our staff.
I want to work there. That sounds fun.
We allow this for 2 reasons. Number one, every day at 3:00, everybody should just take a sip of wine. You just should. It makes your afternoon much brighter and it puts a smile back on your face. But number two, really, it's very hard, and I tell my staff the same thing. It's very hard when customers ask us what our favorites are, because our favorites are pretty much all of them. Our wines are really so inclusive that even if you don't like a sweeter wine, you're going to gravitate towards something sweet because it's something you've never tasted before. And even if you don't like a dry wine, you're going to gravitate towards it because there's something a little different about these Ohio wines. Right now, I'm not going to lie, in my glass, as we're recording this podcast, I am having a glass of Firelands Winery's brand new Sauvignon Blanc, modeled much like a South American Sauvignon Blanc. It is soft and it has notes of melon instead of being in your face grapefruity and crisp. It's really a wonderful, wonderful wine. So that's kind of what I'm crushing on right now.
Yeah. Listen to that, crushing on. I love it.
But the catalog, again, that catalog is so vast that and I hate to say it, if you cannot find a wine, and actually, I shouldn't say that, I really don't hate to say this. If you can't find a wine you like in my shop, you probably should just drink beer. And I know some great breweries here in Sandusky that I will gladly recommend.
Well, and that's everybody's tastes are subjective, and that's probably, it's impossible not to find something because of the breadth of the different wines that you offer, especially when you add in all those imports. And you said any of those can be tasted, right? Anything that you have in the shop?
We traditionally have about 25 wines open behind the bar that are on our tasting flight. And then we have a little secret spot in our cooler that we do keep some extras available. Again, it goes back to my staff being really in tune and talking and having that conversation with our guests. And that gets you a bonus pour. Based on your flight, we'll always throw in that little extra at the finish, just so that way you get to sample something that is not on the tasting flight, not anything you would ever expect to taste. Our most popular bonus pour wine we have right now is our Lawns Cotton Candy.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Lawns cotton candy. Tell me more.
It tastes exactly like pink cotton candy. Exactly what you would going to the fair and grabbing that big old balloon full of pink cotton candy. It's now in a wine form and it's phenomenal. And it's like Lisa Frank pink. So it's so cool.
Oh my gosh. I can see that also being very popular with the Wicked coming out. You got the pink and green. You just got to have something green grapes to go along with it or something. One's pink cotton candy. I'm taking notes because you've got a new Moscato. I'm not even tasting them, and you're selling me on them. We mentioned, Toby, your many hats that you wear. I can tell that you're super passionate about your job. Do you have what's your favorite part of your day to day working at Firelands Winery?
Unprofessionally, the tasting part. Professionally, professionally, I cannot say this enough. It is really the team here at Firelands Winery that makes the experience what it is, and the interaction with our guests is truly the highlight. Again, when you come through that door, we want to know where you're from, what brought you here, what's your favorite wine. Let me try to show you something different. Are you here on business? Are you here on pleasure? We really want to get to know everybody that comes through our front door. And that to me is really kind of the crown jewel of everything that we do here. Without a staff that cares and that is passionate about what you do, you can go into any old winery or any old business for that matter, and you can have an experience. But here at Firelands Winery, we want that experience to kind of whittle a little piece of your heart away. That's why we're 145 years old.
Oh, for sure. And your day to day is probably very different because you have, you mentioned being able to talk to all of your customers. You probably have such a great mix of regulars. I'm sure there are folks that come in there all the time or weekly or, every special occasion. There's probably people that you see regularly, but then you also get the experience of somebody who's just, like you said, they're here for another reason. They're passing through and they stop by and they're visiting for the first time. That's got to be really fun to get to talk to all those folks.
Honestly, it really is. One of the greatest parts of our guest experience here is we belong to a program called Harvest Host. So 7 days a week, our grounds are actually open to self-contained campers. Again, a very unique experience. We started with the Harvest Host program in 2009, and people can, you can camp out. We encourage when we do welcome Harvest Hosts here, we encourage them to go out and explore everything. Our famous line here is, you take 6 east into downtown Sandusky, 6 west right back to us, because we want people to really not only experience our winery, but go out and experience other businesses in the Shores and Islands region. We proudly keep the ferry schedules downstairs for our guests and our Shores and Islands wine trail passports and our cheers.
Yeah, the Cheers Trail.
Absolutely. And we are always promoting our other businesses in our area because we want people to come away from visiting Firelands Winery again with that, oh my gosh, they gave us all this information. They treated us like family. This has just been the best. And that's, again, that is really the crown jewel. Without the great customer interactions and the amazing products that we have, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Of course. So, that was a jaw drop moment for me. So I'm sorry I have to go out on this tangent, but I want to hear more about this Harvest Host. How does that work? How can somebody take advantage of that?
So Harvest Host, you go to harvesthost.com. Harvest Host started in 2009 with roughly 500 small businesses across the continental United States. Your membership fee is a minimal membership fee. I kind of hearken it close to AAA for campers. So it is a very minimal fee. What it allows you to do is overnight at places like wineries, cideries. There's a lady in Traverse City, Michigan. She's an alpaca farmer, and she lets people come camp at her farm and interact with her alpacas. And it's really kind of a grassroots kind of thing. And people have come, we have welcomed people through the Harvest Host program from Australia, from Germany, from Hawaii, Canada. Last year, we had a couple from France. Something I didn't even know. It's actually cheaper to ship an RV to the United States from Europe than it is to rent an RV once you arrive. So it is really an amazing program. We've been part of it for so long now, and we have so many guests who are repeat Harvest Hosts with us that they actually use Firelands Winery as their meetup place to meet other Harvest Hosts that they've met along the way and spend an entire weekend with us.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just be like so surprised. I think I have heard the term before, but I don't think that I knew that that was even an option here locally. So that's amazing. I think that that's a really cool opportunity. And if you are a camper, an RV person, check that out because what a neat, unique place to stay.
And honestly, Harvest Host is such an amazing company to work with. You go right to Harvest Host, you place your reservations right online. I get a bing in my email that's telling me you're coming, and we roll out the red carpet.
Good for you. What another way to, just really welcome visitors to the region and to your facility. Is there anything else that you have to share about the legacy of Firelands Winery, the history that you've built upon, or any plans for the future, anything that you're, hoping to implement coming up?
Well, this will be our second year as a partnering sponsor for the Sandusky Christmas Market.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely look for Firelands Winery downtown during the Christmas market. We will be serving our warm spice wine.
I was just going to say, were you going to do like a mulled cider kind of thing or a mulled wine?
It is our Firelands Winery Ugly Sweater Wine. That's what we call it. So we do serve that warm, and we serve that in the Sandusky Christmas Market souvenir mugs. We'll have gift baskets and bottle sales available downtown. We will be there all 3 weekends. So don't hesitate. Come on down and visit us. And then, honestly, I think I'm going to take January off.
It sounds like you deserve it, Toby.
Thanks.
It really does. We've talked about a lot today. You have so many different wines and such a great experience visiting. Where can people go to find all of the information on Firelands Winery, to order your wines if they're from outside of the general listening area, or again, just to find out all of those amazing events that you guys are hosting?
So we do things pretty simply here. To order wines, you're going to go to firelandswinery.com. For your social media fix, you're going to find us on Facebook and Instagram. We utilize Facebook more so than Instagram because in our little corner of the world, my demographic starts at 21 years old and goes up to 102. And Facebook is really kind of all encompassing for all generations. So you can find almost all information we've talked about today on our Facebook page. Or if you are interested in learning more about the Harvest Host program, you can obviously go to harvesthost.com.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this and enjoy the month of January off.
Thanks, Jill.
and we will have you on again. I would love to learn more, specifics about wines. Sounds like you're super, super knowledgeable in that aspect, but I know I just need to come over and try some of these new wines.
You just need to get out here, honey. You just need to get out here.
I know when to come to, 3:00. 1:00. Well, thank you for joining us today, Toby. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jill.
Special thanks to Toby Gooseman of Firelands Winery for joining us. And a reminder that all of November's episodes of The Shoreline are to you by Firelands Winery. So thank you very much for that. history and heritage in every sip. As always, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can also find more information, including past episodes of the podcast, online at shoresandislands.com. And we will see you next time at Wine O'Clock on the shoreline.